All right, this is Module 4, Lesson 3, homework. I'm going to get you started on this. In the last video, I didn't clearly identify what I wanted you to, what I wanted to see on the homework. So I want to go through an example or two with you to get you started so that you know what I expect to see on this homework assignment. At the top of the page, there's a couple things I want you to write. First of all, we're going to be doing part equals percent times whole for the whole page. Okay, it does ask us to use the equation, not the proportion. So remind yourself of that. Second thing I want to remind you of, in the beginning of the notes, we said that the part is always the is. The whole is always the of. So that's going to be a reminder to ourselves when we go to set up our problems. So part A says, what number is 40% of 90? So before we start this, let's start underlining and boxing. So we have what number is. Do you see that word is? The is tells us that it's the part. So I'm going to label that as P, part. Now it doesn't actually give us what the part is, so we'll label that as our variable X. I'm going to circle 40%. This is the easiest one to get because it has the percent sign. So that's our percent of 90. Notice the word of always tells us that's our whole. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to set up what's called a cheat sheet over on the side of the paper. So we have part equals, percent equals, and whole equals. We're going to fill these in. Now, what number is, we said, was our part, but we don't know what the actual number is, so we're going to label that as X. The percent is 40%. So I'm going to write 40%, but remember in the video for our notes, we said we always have to write our percent as a decimal. So you're going to move the decimal place over twice, 0.40. The whole, we labeled that as 90. Here's our little cheat sheet. You can put it in a box if you'd like, because that's going to help us solve the problem. So start with your equation, part equals percent times whole. The part is our X. The percent is 0.40. The whole is 90. Numbers next to numbers just mean to multiply, so I'm going to do 0.40 times 90, which gives us 36. All right, we're going to practice another one. Let's go to part D. I'm going to underline and box and label. So 18 is, remember is our part, label it P. 30% has a percent sign, so that's our percent. Of what number? Of is our whole, so label it W. All right, now go over to the side. We have part equals, percent equals, whole equals. Let's make our little cheat sheet. The part we said was 18. The percent was 30%, but we need to write it as a decimal, so move it over twice. That gives us 0.30. Our whole is our of. We don't know that, so that's going to be our X. So here's my little cheat sheet. Let's go do the problem. Start with the equation, part equals percent times whole. The part is 18. I'm just looking at my cheat sheet. My percentage is 0.30. My whole is my X. Now, this is slightly different because you don't have a number next to a number like you did in part A. You have numbers on opposite sides of the equal sign, but we know how to solve this. We just did the equations unit. We're going to divide both sides by 0.30 because we want to get X by itself. So 0.30, 0.30 cancel. You're left with just X. On this side, you have 18 divided by 0.30. I'm going to do that in the calculator. 18 divided by 0.30, which gives us 60, and that's our answer. So I'm going to let you try to finish this page. Remember the cheat box, I am going to require that from now on, so please make sure you have those cheat boxes showing me that you're moving the decimal place over twice, and then you're doing part equals percent times whole. Do not do the proportion for this, the directions say equation. You're going to finish up the rest of this page only for homework, and we will go over the rest of lesson 3 tomorrow. Good luck.